I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. Let me just tell you what I see or what I feel when the national anthem is played and when I look at the flag of the United States.
Drew Brees is clueless.
I see Drew Brees trying to do his part in keeping black folk down.
Hall of Famer Ed Reed.
You're a straight sucker for that shit, Drew Brees.
I envision my two grandfathers who fought for this country during World War II.
Drew Brees, you're a straight sucker, man. You're a sucker for that, bro. Why you think all these young people out here protesting? Straight BS, man. Straight BS.
Both risking their lives to protect our country and to try to make our country and this world a better place.
And for all my Saints fans, for all my New Orleans people who still like your ass just because they want to win games, y'all right with them.
Look, Drew, Colin Kaepernick laid it out plain and simple.
There's people being murdered unjustly and not being held accountable. Cops are getting paid leave for killing people. That's not right. That's not right by anyone's standards.
Over.
I'm not going to stand up and show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color.
And over again. You see, the reason Drew responded like this is rather straightforward. He doesn't see how this is endorsing racism. Does he only think white people fought in World War II? Established in 1944, let's just go over the history. The GI Bill was created to help veterans of the war, establishing hospitals, low interest, mortgages available, and granted stipends covering tuition and expenses for veterans attending college or trade schools. Sounds good, right? On paper, it did. However, this bill included nothing that would distinguish the race of the veterans it aided, cited one Dartmouth study. The educational level completed by the veterans differed for black and white veterans, even though the bill technically provided the same aid to both races. The wide disparity in the bill's implementation ended up helping drive growing gaps in wealth, education, and civil rights between white and black Americans. Mississippi Congressman John Rankin, a pro-segregationist, pro-racism kind of guy, was the leading voice, insisting that the program be administered by individual states instead of the federal government, which is huge. Jim Crow still existed. The Civil Rights Act wasn't passed for another 20 years. Take it from this veteran. I remember getting home from the war. They thanked me for fighting for my country. I told them I don't have a country. I'm from Mississippi. I can buy food to eat, but still have to eat it outside because I'm black. Is that the flag you're talking about, Drew? Between 1877 and 1950, the report Lynching in America, targeting black veterans, found no one was more at risk of experiencing violence and targeted racial terror than black veterans. The return home of black soldiers after war has infuriated and terrified white America, setting the stage for reactionary aggression. That America, Drew? He brings up war a lot. How about the Civil War? The Union didn't want black soldiers fighting for literal fear of white soldiers' feelings. When they started losing, who'd they call? Black Americans. Almost 200,000 enlisted. In the aftermath, the media concocted stories to reign white supremacy, made up headlines, ran of black veterans hurting white police officers. In 1919, racist attacks were initiated by white servicemen and centered upon the 380,000 black veterans who had just returned from the war because they were seen as a threat to Jim Crow laws. Veterans had come back to a country that recognized neither their service nor their humanity, Drew. I don't want to bore him, okay? But there are countless examples of institutionalized racism that benefited people who look like me and disproportionately halted the success of people who don't look like me, including veterans. So Drew, suck it up. Be accepting. All the vitriol from former and current players is warranted because, as we know, white supremacy, as we have seen through even the man in the White House, is under attack.